Hey, this is going to be a little bit of a different kind of video because, well, a few things have happened. The first thing that has happened is that me and Rob didn't record a new Babbling Pastor podcast for today, so there's not that video, which is why you get this video. Secondly, I have some products I need to mail out, and so I'm doing that right now too. If you wanted to see behind the scenes of, Honest Youth Pastor, here you go. I have to use kid scissors because I'm a child. In case you didn't know, it's a one-man show over here. I do all of this myself, which makes this very interesting as far as time goes. But it gets done. It gets done. I'm not like one of those nonprofits that has like volunteers and things. About raising $118,000 a year, though that would be really cool. Oh, there's a third thing while I print these labels off too that you need to know about. Third thing we're going to be doing that I think is going to be really, really beneficial to you. So there's podcasts out there of a lot of different megachurch pastors doing a lot of like megachurch pastor things. And many of those podcasts are more like leadership or entrepreneur podcasts, not really pastoral podcasts. Also, I get that I'm bending over a lot. I really need a desk, but limited space. And I get it. You're like, who needs another podcast? I don't need another podcast. I have too many things to listen to already. And just take peace, time out. This may not be for you. If you're on this channel, you know that I'm passionate about a few things. One of them being preaching, and the second one being how did pastors get to where they are as regards to mentality and methodology and like who they are now. And so this new podcast is going to be me interviewing small town pastors. I'm talking about pastors of churches that are 500 and under, some of them 250 and under, talking about their life as a pastor, things that they wish they would have known from the beginning, and advice they'd give younger pastors starting off now. Because I think way too often there are these podcasts out there that people listen to of these really well-known pastors because they want to eventually get there. And the reality is, for their situation, you just may not, and that's okay. But there are hundreds of guys out here that have been pastoring churches faithfully for decades that have a lot of really good advice that I think you and I can learn from. Now, here's the cool news, and this is only possible because of Patreons and people like you that have bought merchandise and supported all of the different ways that you can support it. Now, here's the thing though, we're not spending money we don't already have. I've been saving up a long time to be able to do this because this is a passion I've had that I just didn't think was ever going to happen. But because of cool people like you, we are now able to do this, get a space, set it up, and interview these guys that no one else is probably ever going to talk to because they pastor small churches in the middle of nowhere that no one's ever going to go to. And what I mean by people are never going to go to, I mean like the TGCs or the big Christian magazines, or the big podcasters or the big Christian companies that talk to all of these people that are success stories, but never talk to the guys that have been faithful in ministry for as long as they've been faithful in ministry for. I mean, I'm talking about the guys that have been grinding out the Titus 2 life for 3 decades, that have invested in their local church, and they know these people love these people, and they have a wealth of advice that I think a lot of people could learn from. And I'm not saying that the people that are running the big podcasts or the big Christian media companies don't know what they're doing. I think there's a lot of really good advice there, but I think oftentimes what's overlooked is the people that have been like super faithful in super small places for a very long time. And so if you are interested in helping us out, the links in the description will do that. You can become a patron, a channel member, you can donate to the PayPal. It's whatever you want to do. And if you don't want to do any of that, awesome, fine, it's cool. I'm just letting you know there's going to be new content coming soon because the sermon reviews I really love doing, and the interviews with random people online I enjoy as well. But there's just something about having a sit-down conversation with somebody that brings it to a whole new level. Because I already know some of these guys' stories, but I'm interested to hear some of like just the stories I've never heard, the things that they've struggled with. Like, how did you get into the position you're at now within ministry, and all of the things you've dealt with along the way? I know this wasn't the video you were expecting to see today, but it's a really exciting thing on my end, and hopefully you can be happy for me. So if you're down for that sort of thing, stick around. That's coming, I don't know, soon. Now, if you want to see the development of the studio or the new studio, as well as the first glimpses of the episodes, you can become a partner on Patreon. Those guys are really the only reason I'm even able to do this, and because of that, they're going to get the first look, as well as just the development of me building out an entire different studio, which should be a whole lot easier this time, seeing as how I had a whole lot of trial and error with this one. But I'm sure I still will be disappointed in how it looks, because I have a level in my head of what it should look like, and I know there's a reality of what it will look like. So if that is something you are interested in, make sure you stick around. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and if you want to support to make sure that this thing definitely happens to get early access, check out the links in the description below. If you don't want to do any of those things, okay, cool. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Oh, also, here's some other videos you may like.